Welcome to the Misfit One Lifestyles with Elizabeth Colin. She will awaken and connect with your Misfit One. Are you tired of the ups and downs in your life? Are you ready to live a healthy lifestyle once and for all? We are talking about all aspects of your life. Being fit is not just physical, it's also your mind and soul. Learn how to take steps in your life to move towards your goals. Elizabeth's goal is for everyone listening to the sound of her voice to get fit. Let's get focused, let's get intentional, and let's transform. Now here's your host, Elizabeth Colin.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Misfit One Lifestyles with your girl, Elizabeth Colin, also known as Misfit One. Listen, I know I'm always talking to the ladies for the ladies about the ladies, but fellas, come on close on in because I got something for you and your skin. Listen, my guest today is the CEO and founder of Crate. His name is Jake Rosenberg. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am good. Listen, you are known as the Prince of Skincare.
Yes, that's correct.
Why is that?
Well, someone has to tell guys what to use, and we're a medium, smaller company, so I don't think I'm the king yet, but we're getting there.
So you just humbly put yourself as the prince.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing pretty well, and I thought it was a funny name. I hate words like guru and other stuff, and it's like, I don't know. I know what we sell, and I know how to market to the guys that like to buy our products, but beyond that, I'm always learning.
Right. So tell us about what do you sell?
So we sell 2 hyaluronic acid serums, and soon we're going to sell concealer, and then a number of other skincare products like an eye stick for eye bags and face wash. But really, it's not kind of like what we sell. It's how we sell it and why we sell it is a little bit of a difference. I had a ski accident in 2017, and so I have a scar on my nose, and I had to learn about skincare and scar reduction treatment and concealer at a necessity. So yeah, there were no brands that spoke to me. I walked into Sephora. I was like, what is this place? It's too confusing. It just wasn't a place that I could find the products that would actually end up working for me.
So let me ask you this. When you say concealer, are you talking about, because we're going to go into it deep. So get ready, fellas.
Yeah.
I want to talk about concealer. Like, is it the same for women and men? And is it a difference between women's skin and men's skin?
There are some differences, but with certain products, it matters. With the products we sell, it doesn't really matter as much. Men have thicker skin. Men have like a different pH level. Those only matter with some kinds of products, like maybe you need something to penetrate more, be a little stronger, higher concentration. But we already use high concentrations. It works for men and women. We really are packaging, messaging, marketing to guys in a way that they're actually going to be receptive to it. Our tagline is 30-second skincare because we want guys to know that they're not going to be stuck in the bathroom for 20 minutes, 10 minutes. They're not going to have to use 10 products in a row. They're not going to have to spend any time learning what a serum is. Most guys don't know what that is. They don't know what hyaluronic acid is. So we just commit to making sure that anything we sell, you can figure out what the heck it is in 30 seconds or less, and you can use it in 30 seconds or less. And so it's not necessarily that it's so different from what women are using. It's just, the package is not going to be pink. We're not going to call it creme brulee or something. There's a number of layers of those kinds of choices.
I really like that because it's very hard for us women to get men to take care of their skin because they're like, I'm not going to put that on my face because that's for girls or that's that.
Yeah. It's about like kind of recontextualizing it. I mean, the thing I found that I didn't like was, I'm like a regular dude. I don't know. I'm not trying to like have to embrace my feminine side in order to use skincare. Like that's not me. I'm not like, I'm not like a lumberjack. I'm just like a normal dude. Like,
right.
The brands out there are doing two things. They're either going like so hyper masculine, calling themselves like war paint or having only lumberjacks and it's like that's trying too hard. You've heard that expression like, oh, that's really try hard. Yeah, that's trying to convince me it's masculine, which makes me think you're trying to trick me. It's actually feminine. The other way is like Korea and Japan, K beauty and J beauty, as people call them, where it's like guys with lipstick. That's great. They can do that, but I don't want to do that personally. So like, where's the middle ground? And the middle ground is just telling guys, hey, it's not feminine or masculine. It's nothing. It's just, do you want to look better? Put concealer under your eye and you'll look more awake. Cover a scar and people will stop asking you about it. It's like, it's a performance tool to look better. It's like a haircut. It's or brushing your teeth. It's like, it's not gendered at all.
I love that. I have to say, this is so good because we as women talk about it all the time. Skincare and how to hide our imperfections. Listen, us ladies know how to get it in. We know how to hide stuff. So, in order for men to even have that um, capability, because they won't even look at our makeup. That's no, that's just too far off. I'm not putting makeup on. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Concealer is the one makeup item we will sell, but here's the thing. It's like a spot treatment for specific skin issues. It's not the beautification. It's not like you go on TikTok and there's challenges and like, oh, can I make my face look like this actress? That's fun. That's good. People can do that. That's not what concealer is for me. I have it on like, I don't know, one or two things. You can't see those like red spots. That's what it's for. Other companies will sell tinted moisturizer or foundation or eyeliner. It's like, we're not talking about beautifying. We're talking about skin health for 90% of our products. And then the concealer comes in as like, well, if it isn't healing as fast as you want, just cover it for now. Like
Well,
that's kind of it.
I like that because it makes sense. Like it's like as plain as the nose on your face. It's like, yeah, that's not a big deal. But let's talk about skincare. To all the men out here and ladies, get ready to take notes because Jade gonna break it down to
Yes.
say what it is to really how can we get our men to really talk or take care of their skin?
Yeah, you have to take away the frictions, right? Like with any, it's any selling of any product. If you're selling an idea to someone, you want them to go on a vacation that you want to go on, you have to put it into terms that they want. You want them to take out the trash, but whatever it is that you want a guy to do, you have to put it into terms that he's going to understand. So the first is removing the frictions. Again, no pink packaging. You're not going to be stuck in the bathroom for 20 minutes. Like you can say these things. So when people come to the website, it like makes sense. 30-second skincare. A lot of guys will be like, oh, I can do that. I don't even know what it's going to entail, but if it's 30 seconds, I can do it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is kind of telling them about the aspirational outcome that they want. So those are the two sides of the equation, right? I mean, I don't really need to convince you, guy out there, that if you look better, things are easier, your life is better, people find you more attractive, maybe your boss thinks you're less tired at work, whatever it is. Um, Everyone has a kind of idealized life view of, hey, if I looked better, my skin was better. So we don't really need to sell that part that hard. We just say, hey, it'll fix these skin issues, and you only have to spend 30 seconds a day. And then, oh, okay. The more we say, the more it feels like we're trying to convince you of something you shouldn't be. You know what I mean? So it's a balance of like getting value props in there, but also and removing friction without overdoing it. Because simplicity is key. Hims really did a good job of this. Because they sold Viagra and Propecia, two not very fun things to talk about if you're a guy, baldness and erectile dysfunction.
That's not
And
sexy.
no, but you know how they did it? They put like a plant with a tree that was like losing its leaves and stuff like that. Like they were funny about it and they made it
Yeah.
irreverent. And then they said, call a doctor privately. No one will know. It's like, oh,
And
all
then we
right.
notice all the men in the room pick up their phone. Like, now we
Yeah,
texting.
exactly.
No, we
So
know. Yeah.
it's we took a lot of cues from them, from Dollar Shave Club being funny. Honestly, like we respond in our comments, kind of like Wendy's. We were a little inspired by them. They are like kind of obnoxious back to obnoxious customers. They troll them back. So our brand voice is a little irreverent. Like if people like say ridiculous things. I'll say ridiculous things back to them in the comments. And usually
That
we get a
doesn't.
lot of likes from that.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like you, Jake. I wouldn't have picked that up from you. Of course you will. Of
Yeah.
course. Listen, I wish you guys could see the smile on his face. That's the biggest smile we've had from him all day. He's like, yeah, I'm going back. I'm going back.
It's kind of fun. It does take a little more time than it should, as far as like, we get a lot of comments and I'm the only one answering them. All of our other customer service and everything, I have other people handling that. But something about the Facebook and Instagram comments, it's just like there's like an art to kind of trolling them back. Like, we have one model, he's 73 and he looks like he's 50 and he's amazing. Every once in a while someone says something really crappy about him and I'm just like,
Not
I
my
might look
man.
in a profile picture, I might scroll one or two and just like the funny thing is a lot of people will have like religious and like very positive quotes and I will just quote back something from their profile picture to them that they're not doing. I'm like, I thought that negativity makes the world a worse place or something. And then I'll quote them or something. I don't know.
Now
I just do
that's
ridiculous stuff.
Hey, now you're giving us tips on how to scroll back. That's fun. That is funny. But first of all, before we get too far in, how can we find your product? How can we find you? What's your website?
Yeah. So it's Crete, KRETE.club, CLUB. We went with that because, like, I don't know, .com was taken by what was it, like a construction concrete company. So we're like, all right, we'll do .club. And we have a membership, which is a subscription you can cancel anytime, but you get big discounts and things. So yeah, Crete, KRETE.club. Our stuff works for men and women. I mean, my girlfriend and like my mom and like everyone I know, like they use it all the time as much as the men do. The reason we like men as a customer base is because women have a million options, men have like five. So I would rather educate guys and then get them loyal to my brand than have to be just one of another million good companies to women. So it's
Right.
really was a marketing choice as much as it was anything. I've personally needed a brand like Crete. So I understand how to tell a guy, hey, get
Right.
past you thinking it's for women, get past you thinking it's going to take too long, get past whatever. I know how to do that messaging. To women, it would just be like, hey, we're an amazing serum. I don't know, like,
Right.
maybe we trend on TikTok for a week. I don't know,
Right.
but maybe
Right.
not.
That makes sense
Yeah.
because here's the thing too, understanding the products, like you said before, serums, and what's the other products that you have?
So we have a facial serum and a body serum. We have a concealer that's coming out very soon, and we're about to launch a face wash, a facial cleanser, I should say, because it's not soap. Like everyone thinks everything that cleans is soap. I didn't know that. By the way, I had Crete, still thought like facial cleanser was technically soap. Soap is a different chemical thing. So I'm still learning. We look at toners, we're not going to do those. It's just that starts making it too many steps in a regimen. An eye stick we're going to do a daily SPF because yeah, I mean, people just do not block from the sun.
There, okay, you guys heard that? Like, and it's crazy. That's the number one. I am 50. I'll be 51 this year.
Wow, really?
And
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
good for you.
So thank you. It's so funny because everybody always like, oh, your skin is so good. But I never ever leave home without sunscreen ever. And I
Yeah.
don't wear makeup all the time, but every day I definitely have on my sunscreen. And it's important for black and white because a lot of times people think because you're a dark skin, you do not need
Yeah,
SPF.
you need it. You might just not, you know, you might have more of a resistance to the same skin issues, but like, I mean, the sun's undefeated. I mean,
Yeah, like as
you
I
might have a
always,
little more built-in SPF, but it's not,
a tree
yeah, it's
bark.
not the
We're not a
cure.
tree bark.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, you know, I'm a relatively light-skinned guy. I get freckles pretty quickly, and people who get freckles usually tend to burn easily. I will like crisp if I'm out for too long. And I'm in Southern California. It's sunny every day here. So add on the fact that scars actually will tan differently, so it'll get lighter. So if went outside for a week and I got a little color, great, nice here, white line here. It's gonna look worse. So I have to be extra careful. And so that's one of the reasons like I found out about mineral, not chemical. You need mineral based SPF, should be broad spectrum at least 30, or else it's not really doing much. Zinc oxide, period. That should be the only active ingredient. The chemical ones are actually the FDA is coming after them. They're really bad, a lot of carcinogens. The problem with mineral sunscreens is they leave that white cast that makes you kind of look like a ghost. They're awful. So we have actually found ones with some zinc oxide coating, not to get too deep into it, that does not do that. It's not cheap, but we figure if we have a good sunscreen that doesn't leave you looking terrible, that you'll pay
And
a
it's
couple extra dollars.
important. It's important. It's important.
Hmm.
One time, my husband had some. I moved from California. I've lived there. My kids were born there in Southern California, but now we live in North Carolina. So you have all the
I love
seasons,
North Carolina.
and it was so funny, Jake. He put sunscreen on only because I bitch about it all the time, to be honest. Like,
Oh yeah.
you're
Well,
gonna
it's
look
good for
like
you.
a
You should.
raisin. Yeah, you're gonna look like a
Yeah.
raisin. You're gonna like a raisin, right? So he put it on, and then I came out. We were going on the lake, and I came out, and he looked like Eddie Murphy. Remember Eddie Murphy in that movie when he was playing the Jewish man, the white man?
Oh
It was
yeah.
so.
I mean, he's in all of his movies. He's playing all the characters, but I do remember. I don't remember which one that was, but yeah, I remember. It's bad. It just it takes all like the color and like humanity out of a face. It's like even if I wear it, it like takes all the pinkish hue. It just makes you look like you're not doing so great.
Yeah,
You
this is
know.
not what I want to do.
So
Yeah, so
that's
what do you talk?
so
You
the
have one.
reason we're developing one, and so we're like we have the base formula now. It just needs to get validated and do all the testing. But essentially, there's zinc oxide enhancers, and then there's specific coating of zinc oxide that makes the light not reflect off and do that kind of stuff, or refract. I can't remember. It's one of those two. But yeah, I mean, I actually learned chemistry and formulated our first two products myself. So I kind of get pretty deep in the weeds because to me, if the product is not the best thing out there, you're losing when you spend all that money to acquire a customer. You spend X dollars, you run Facebook, TikTok, whatever ads, they get it. You spend fulfillment, we offer free shipping, you get this to your house. If this doesn't work the first time and make you feel, ooh, that's good, you're never going to use it again. And then if it doesn't, after a month, actually show you results, you're never going to use it again. So, but if it does, and if it's great, I never have to spend another dollar marketing to you. You're just a customer now. You're going to every month, you're going to resubscribe, you're going to rebuy. When we come out with a new product, you're going to trust our brand. So I get very much into the weeds on like every ingredient, every amount. So yeah, I could go and talk about the chemistry of all our products in detail because that's the product. If it
That's
was a
the
shoe
product.
company, I'd talk about the stitching. If it was if it was a food company, I'd talk
Absolutely,
about the
absolutely.
ingredients. Like you
Yeah,
have to know your product. Yeah.
that's true. Very true. Very true. You cannot fake it on these things. We've
Yeah.
seen Real Housewives a lot of times when a woman signed up as the face of something, and then they ask her real questions, and they like, oh, crickets, crickets, crickets.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it's a lack of authenticity to me, and it's not that hard. It's the thing you're selling. It's like maybe know it. I don't know. I go crazy and I'm like and I'm talking to the chemists like maybe try this, maybe. But like at least know what you're selling. But if
right,
you're
the
an
back of
influencer,
it,
all
right,
you're
the
doing
back
all
of it.
day is talking about stuff. Like if her that lady's job like is to talk about the product. She should learn about it and flex that she knows about it.
Right. And trust me, it wasn't just one, it was many of them. But here's what I want to ask you about. Let's talk about your serum. Let's tell me what is the difference between the face and the body one and the benefits of it.
Sure. So basically, we launched the facial serum, and it was such a success. People were asking, like, it's 1 ounce. It uses, there you go. It uses apple stem cell extract from Switzerland. It's like that stuff is $4,000 a kilogram, and it's funny because it comes in like a white powder. And so, I call myself Scarface in one of our emails because
Yeah,
it's like
you feeling
I have
real
the scar on
bad.
my
I'm a
face.
bad boy.
It's
Yeah.
just pretty funny. Yeah. So we spent all this money, and so when we put it in the bottle, it's like it's not 2 cents worth in the bottle. It's like a couple bucks. It's like so. People were like, "This is a little too small and like a little too expensive because it's $39 a bottle. It'll last a month or two on your face, but like body usage, it's gone like a couple of days. It's like your arm and. So basically, we said, okay, well, let's think about the difference in the face is more sensitive skin, so we need to penetrate the skin more. We don't want it to be scented. This is very lightly scented with like an apple fruit essence smell that comes from the apple stem cell extract. So the body one has no scent. So because we didn't want it to mess up with cologne or perfume or something, it has a slightly lower molecular weight of hyaluronic acid, which means it penetrates a little more and spreads a little bit like more. And then the bottle is 4 times the size. And we added tripeptide 29, which is a collagen synthesizing boosting ingredient because elasticity in your body skin like leaves, pretty quickly. So they are probably 80% the same, which is good because the fundamental principle of this is really good. And then we just said, okay, well, what about your body is different? You should get, it's probably 50% more expensive, but you get 4 times as much, but it doesn't have the apple stem cell extract. So they are formulated to match the skin on your various body parts, but they both work really well.
That's really cool. Now, what is the benefit of the serum? I heard you say collagen in the body one. What's the benefit of these guys doing
Yeah.
this 30 second, cleaning? How can they do it
So
in 30 seconds?
So basically, it's funny because I always get looks from my girlfriend when I wash my face because I do it like, like an ape, like, you splash thing. You're like, it's not like this gentle little thing. So yeah, it takes me no time to wash my face. And she's looking there like, what are you doing? But
Right.
whatever, it works for me. So it's about each product being, 30 seconds or less. So this serum, it's like 1, 2, you apply it on your face. It probably takes 8 seconds, but
Right.
8 seconds skincare doesn't sound as catchy.
30
Doesn't
seconds.
sound like it's
Right.
enough. So
Yeah.
30 seconds sounds like you're doing something, but it's not enough time to actually make you feel like it's work. But yeah, so this will basically the first time you use it, dry skin will basically disappear. The hydrating element of it is unbelievably powerful. So dry skin, it'll help soothe irritation. So I use it as an aftershave. If you have eczema, it can help reduce that. Fine lines and wrinkles, after 1 to 4 weeks, you'll start to see them fade a little. And basically what's happening is it's just kind of letting your skin soften in a way that lets your body do its thing. It's not directly it's not a filler or something cosmetic
No, no,
procedure.
no.
It's
Yeah, that's
yeah.
and but why I asked you that because a lot of guys, first of all, do not know what serum is, and
Mhm.
secondly, why do I need it? That's the thing. So
We
when
just
you
call it a
say
concentrated moisturizer to kind of bridge that gap. It's just the best moisturizing thing. It's just serums are higher concentration and they penetrate more. So I don't even use a lotion. I don't use a moisturizer anymore. I just use this because the hyaluronic acid creates like this kind of slight tightening film that feels really good and protects your face all day. I know like a lot of our customers will use it and then they'll put other moisturizer or something on top of it. I don't even do that. I'm like lazy enough to not do that
you're like,
sometimes.
I'm a
So
man,
it
like
just
that's what
works.
I do. I'm a man. I want it in and out. So
Honestly, like I have this in my car and it's like, okay, good. Then like no more dry skin. I look younger. My skin, I don't have acne or skin issues. Like, I don't know. It just works. This healthy
it
skin.
works. I like it. I like it. Now, before I let you go, before we wrap all this up, I have two questions. One, you on Misfit
Sure.
One. And my podcast is all about fit, being focused, intentional, and transforming your life. And let me first kind of get you kind of set for that, right? Because you are
Hmm.
on this because when we read your bio, I read your stuff and I saw how you took it from something that happened to you. Like you said, the scar on your face, you focused
Hmm.
on that. You realized that that was not a solution out there for me. So you moved with intentions to transform this whole game with men taking care of their skin in 30 seconds of less. So I say that to say, how do you take care of you? What does your self-care look like?
Well, it was easy my whole life. I had fast metabolism. I played sports. So like there was just a natural balance. Last year, I kind of lost that balance, to be honest. I was working 7 days a week, no days off. And so it is actually interesting because I made it a point this year to like one of my main intentions of this year was to kind of regain that. It's not to do less work, it's to do more impactful work in the same amount of time or do a little less work but have it become more. So things like hiring a few people to take customer service off my hands because that was taking all the time. outsourcing production of certain products. There were some work decisions that were not just, okay, this is good for the company, which they are, but okay, this will free up a lot of my time because I need that time to sleep more so I can actually run the company. Second thing is I started working out again. That was just a big thing. I always worked out my whole life. Last year I really didn't. Changed everything. Feel better. Nothing bothers me when I work out. If I work out hard in the day, it's like some crazy curveball with work that sucks will happen. I'm like, all right, we'll fix it. It's just the 800th curveball of this company, so it's fine. But like if I'm tired or something, it'll like ruin the day. But
Right.
now I don't know. I get like 2 to 3 good pieces of news a day and one like really shitty. That's just what an entrepreneur is. So it's like
Yeah.
it's up and down. So if you can handle the bad, it's good. So exercise, that kind of stuff, and then yeah, when I do stuff, I try to make it high impact. So like if I'm going to travel, I'm going to travel somewhere crazy, or else I'm not going to do it and I'm just going to work more. And I'm going to earn a crazy trip, kind of, you know?
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Say again, how can we stay in contact with you?
Well, if anyone has any questions, I answer my email like religiously. So I say that and people do email me like, hey, can you help me with marketing? And I'm like, okay, here's some advice. I'm not going to like do your marketing plan, but I tell people what we do and what makes us successful because like execution is 99% of it. So if I give people some help, it just comes back in the universe. I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Jake at crete.club, krete.club, and that's the same as the website, krete.club. And you know, we have an amazing intro offer. It's like $6 for the first bottle, or 50% depending on we're testing both of those. So
All right. Sounds good. Is it anything else you want to tell the people before we sign out?
yeah, don't quit.
Don't quit.
Most people, if they just don't quit and they keep trying things, it'll work out eventually. It's never easy, whatever you're doing. No, just general advice.
I like it. That's general advice that is true to form. Don't quit, you guys. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate
Thank
you
you for
taking time.
having me. Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, great, great, great. All right, guys, you heard Jake. He said, don't quit. Don't stop believing in you, boo. Till next week, live fit. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Misfit One Lifestyles. Listen, when you are fed up and sick and tired of living this stifled, overwhelmed, and overstressed life, and you're ready to live the fullest, richest, and healthiest life by gaining more confidence, more energy, and more clarity, living in your best self, you know what to do, right? Go ahead, go to my website, misfit1.com. Sign up for our online courses, Creating Healthy Habit, so that you too can live fit, focus, move with intention, and transform your life.